training, but it is from these largely unorthodox and unpredictable scenarios that play out in real time that they actually learn and get stronger and get better going forward.
Well, absolutely. One thing you're taught very early in your law enforcement career is to be flexible. You can't stick to a script. You have to be able to flex with what people do, and that's what they're doing here. They have a plan, they set it up, they get in there, and then he changes his operation, so they switch the plan up, work to be able to get to him. So when he started bouncing around that backyard, they switched away from an entry to a containment, and we're working his way into it. Into that backyard, and bam, he's back in the house. Now they switch back to an entry team. So right now, it's just a very good training exercise for them. You see, just jammed that thing right through the fin window, knocked it out, and at this point, you see that there might be gas on there. They see there's gas being delivered right now into the house off the tip of that ramp that they had on the front of that bat cat, and that'll put that tear gas into the house to drive him out. And I don't know how much they had on there, but they could probably have multiple rounds on there. And the good thing about it being on the tip of that ramp is that you don't have the issue with setting things on fire inside the house. If they've been talking about hot gas, which basically it burns, and so the emits a flame. And if it's thrown in and gets into a piece of furniture or anything of that sort, it ignites whatever it lands on. So with it on the end of that ramp, it prevents the fire from being set by that gas, but delivers a full dose into the residence here. So right now they're using that little bat cat, as they call it. It's just basically a bobcat that's been converted for use by the sheriff's department, and just going to start pumping as much gas into that house. So I would doubt in the next about 10 minutes I think it'll fill, and he'll come popping out the back, because having gone through gas training myself, you don't want to stay inside of a building once it's full of gas. You cannot breathe, you can't see, and it just really is not a pleasant time. So you see more puffs of smoke coming out of there, so more likely igniting another round of gas into the house, and you'll start seeing it start seeping out the other doors or windows that are open. But you see just a large amount coming out now. So that chemical agent that they're using is meant to drive them out. And we got movement, they're saying, on the scanner. We're trying to keep an ear on it, monitoring the operation as they're doing here. And right now, we'll see what's going on. But there could be very well a camera on the end of that probe as well. I wouldn't put it past them. And able to watch inside there to see what is actually going on.
Very potent gas, to be sure. This home can't be more than 1,000 square feet, and to be sure, that gas will flush this suspect out, no question about it, over time, in a relatively short amount of time. As Tim is reporting, this stuff, they don't mess around with it, and they have it in there now, and it is going to make its way from room to room throughout that house and make it impossible for the suspect to breathe, and that will more than anything else drive them out. We know he's already suffered at least one injury from a non-lethal round that we watched happen live just moments ago, but it did not take him down, and his resolve has only stiffened, it appears, as he continues. And to remind you again, he is armed with at least one handgun. Reports indicating there may be a shotgun inside the home as well, but at times we've seen him on the outside of this home on the perimeter of the property with two handguns, one in each hand, and he is a shirtless suspect with a Dodger hat on and an enormous will to run. He has nowhere to go at this point, though, surrounded by SWAT officers. This has been going on since the 1 o'clock hour. Again, to remind commuters and viewers, the 10 freeway shut down from Santa Anita to Del Mar, inconveniencing an untold number, hundreds of thousands of commuters during this rush hour in Los Angeles, all because of this suspect and his will to run from officers, his reckless disregard for his own life, for the lives of people in the neighborhood. To remind our viewers, if you're just joining us, this neighborhood in San Gabriel has been evacuated. The homes adjacent to this property that has at least 2 homes on it. There you saw moments ago, very active and on the offensive early on. I would say about 5 o'clock, 5:15, we saw him jumping in and out of homes and setting this home on fire on this property. And he, for a time, spent some time on one of the pickup trucks, in the cab of the pickup truck on this property, at times firing at officers, ultimately making his way back into this home where you see that bat cat now, with its arm extended through the window and into the home, where Tim Lynn is reporting they are injecting gas that will make it impossible for this guy to breathe. He's going to have to come out at some point, some way, somehow. Tim, you mentioned hearing on the scanner that there was movement in one direction on this home. Any more clear indication as to where the suspect might be?
Well, they do have eyes on him now. We were listening as you were speaking there, and he apparently started shooting at them, and they returned fire, and he went down. And they still have eyes on him. He is down inside the house, but he still has a shotgun laying next to him. This is coming from the LA County Sheriff's down here, and we're listening to the operations frequency. So he's down in there. They've got eyes on him, and so now the situation turns into if they can make sure that he's down, they can start making approaches if they can keep track of him. But with his erratic behavior, jumping up and down, you have to keep in mind that he may be playing possum, where he's not hurt that bad if he did get hit, and that he's just laying there and wait. But we're going to keep an eye on it. But what we heard is he was exchanging rounds with the deputies, and he was hit by deputy gunfire going into the house, and is down and is laying next to a shotgun.
So, Tim, they have to assume the worst here, assume that he has not been incapacitated, assume that he is still armed and obviously willing to fire. We've seen him do so a number of times over the last several hours. But again, you said he could be playing possum there. Now they're moving in closer. Walk us through this team strategy.
Oh, shit. Whoop, whoop.
Working their way up using that bad cat for cover.
SWAT team.
And we're listening. They do have eyes on him, so they have somebody watching as they work their way up. You see the shields.
Everybody pay attention. SWAT team.
Show those guys approaching, because I don't know what type of media this guy has inside while he's watching. So we're going to try to keep away from those guys, because I don't want to give away their tactical advantage. But they'll make their way up. If we swing out a little bit more to the left there, get away from the backyard if you can. Anyway, just going to stay off the guys on the tactical move. But what they'll do is they'll work their way up. The eyes on the suspect will give them minute by minute updates of what he's doing. If he makes any moves or any sorts of moves or anything like that, they'll back those guys out really quick. But right now that tactical team is working their way up with shields, working their way into that house to make contact with that suspect who is now down in that back house. You see firefighters and deputy sheriffs still fighting the fire on that front house. But I'm reluctant to show back in the backyard there, because I don't want to give away the advantage, because he could very well be looking at social media right now, watching our feed or any other feed up here. And as we do up here, all of us try to not give away positions of advantage of the deputies around there. So right now we're just kind of keeping track of them as they make their way in. You saw that team of deputies working their way in, and with the shields, and then they'll work their way very methodically towards where the suspect is down, and then confirm that he is down for good. And if he needs, they'll render medical aid, because there is a paramedic attached to that squad that just you saw go up the driveway. So firefighters out here in the front still dealing with this house. It's a complete loss. San Gabriel Fire here working that, and luckily it looks like they